Welcome back to the league that means nothing on Go Again Gaming.
What is up, Fabulous? Welcome to round 1 of the league that means nothing. The league that means nothing. And this is round 1. We've got Thomas Johnson Avaret on Levia here. And we've got Aaron Merkel on Verdance. I hope I said that right. And here we go straight into the game.
Do you ever feel like you're using too much paper? Tired of scribbling life totals between every single round? Get a life. Counter. Fab Counter. Fab Counter is a life tracker built specifically for Flesh and Blood. It makes tracking life, playing any format, and choosing heroes fast and simple. With regular updates for Living Legend changes and new hero releases, you're always ready for the next game. Make sure you go and download it on Play Store and Apple Store to really facilitate and help your streamed games, or just your next game in general. Fab Counter.
Levia player on a pretty standard. No scab skin leathers here, but we do love the Who's of the Shadow Beast. Notably, Call of the Grave, turn 0. Actually just phenomenal for Levia here. Call of the Grave, I don't know how many people understand how crazy this card is. Most people, when they talk to me, they're just like, oh yeah, go find Beast Within. But what are you doing? You're just replacing yourself, right? The real power in it is the graveyard fill and being able to find recursion pieces. If you have too many blues in your hand, you can turn it into a 6 and just fix a Blood Rush hand. That's another use for it. It's really, really flexible. Thomas here finding the Deep-Rooted Evil is a 3-cost 6 he can play from his Banish Zone. If he's banished to 6, really strong. It costs 1 card to deal 6 damage, which is crazy. Surgeon Aethertide being thrown here. We are on AB1 on the Levia side here, pitching that Doomsday, and just instantly dropping that Ring of Roses. That is actually wild. Ring of Roses, so strong. Strong play for a strong play. Turn 0. Real nice. This is shaping up to be a fire game here. Here we go. Recurrent Boneyard Marauder being pitched here. Swinging out a Swing Big. So this Swing Big representing 8 damage. Now, I don't know what Verdance can use the Quicken here for. But I do think the Aaron is able to block this out. Look, it does enable felling into felling. So it could be fire. We'll just have to see. We have a block for 6. Reactions. Throws out the Rootbound Carapace. Yellow. That's a block for 8, which means a Quicken will be given to Aaron. Let's see what he uses it for. Just looking at the Levia's equipment here, we have Grasp with Darkness, which is basically Spell Void 2, but it has Blood Debt, which is quite nice if we want to, stop like an arcane effect like Mind Warp without having to actually AB for it. And we also have AB1 on the Headpiece. Headpiece is able to get a Blood Rush back if we want to. It'll pick 3 random cards. We pick 3 random cards, and then it can pick Blood Rush, like a Wild Ride or something else. 3 actions, and then we get to play it from our Banish Zone, which is actually wild. But it also combos as an AB1 piece, so right now, super strong. I believe they're talking about they're trying to figure out if Surgeon Aethertide cracks the Quicken, and I'm pretty sure that it doesn't, because it's not an attack. It's Surge and Tide is just an action. Pitching Rampant Growth Life is actually kind of wild here. I don't know if we're going to see that ever again this game. Levia is rocking... What is Levia rocking? Savage Sash, Grasp of Darkness, and... Who's? Savage Sash, Grasp of Darkness, who's? I can't see what the headpiece is called. I'm sure I could pull my Levia deck out. Yeah, I'm just going to pull my Levia deck out and figure it out. Oh my god, chat, we're blood rushing. Chat, we're blood rushing. Discard a blue 6. That's what they're in the deck for. To be discarded. Add that redundancy. Here we go. Here we go, gamers. Early blood rush is what we want to see. Now, Aaron hasn't presented any physical this game, so it'd be interesting to see whether Thomas cracks his Savage Sash right now, and he just does it. Just throws out the Savage Sash. He means business this turn. He's wild riding. This is quite risky. If he draws a whiff and discards it, the Savage Sash was all for nothing. He does have 3 cards in hand, so there is a little bit of redundancy. But I think he can throw out 6 attacks right here. Oh, and it hits a whiff. Oh my god, chat. Oh my god. This is actually wild. Oh my god. I definitely think this was the riskiest line he could have taken here. But you know what? I'm all for risky lines. I won't lie. Oh man, he could have presented maybe a few claws in between it. But if his hand is all red attacks, then that's really below rate. Which is what could have happened here. Seeing that he discarded a blue 6 power. Hoping to maybe keep that. But that's alright because, you know, Levia's got some variance. But we can push through the variance just with our insane numbers. Here we go. This is Felon of the Crown. Absorbing that Quicken. Decomposing. Thomas having to put a card on the bottom of his library here. This is quite a big attack, but, you know, Levia's got Endless More, so this just matches it, essentially. Except Felion's 2-card 8, plus the opponent loses a card, which is 8, 9, 10, 11 points of value. Kind of wild. Thomas just taking it here. You know, he's really trying to be aggressive in this matchup, and he really just wants to kill the Verdance through all the blocks. He does have a late game with his Demi-Hero. So we'll have to see how this game turns out here. Oh, here we go. Dread Screamer. Dread Screamer with a blue in hand, perchance, would be awesome. If he hits the recursion piece here, he can just play it straight out. That would be Hot Fire and Flames. Low rolling dice for my RNG. I like to shuffle them and then just rip 3 off the top if my opponent's cool with that. But since we're in a competitive tournament that means nothing, we have to roll dice. Here we go. 14. 7th card. 1 through 14. Oh my god. All these high numbers. 9. On the opposing side, we've got Verdance running the Everplume hat, I believe it's called. Oh, chat. We hit the recursion piece on the Levia side. That's so juicy. So if he does have a blue in his hand, he can just do a 1-card 6. Crazy. He essentially just like drew a card in value. This is where the turn 0 value is really showing on this turn. Even if he has a yellow in hand, you know, he can just play it. Blocking with a Root Bound Carapace. Blocking for 4, I believe, with the Decompose. Taking 2. And then the Boneyard Marauder. So he's just going to save. He's just going to save the value from that banished card, the Deep-Rooted Evil. Because this Boneyard Marauder is now a 1 card 6, thanks to the cost curve of Levia, which is really strong. This is like the optimal turn in Levia because you do a 3 card 12, which is 3 points above rate, which is super strong. That's what Levia is known to do. That's why Blood Debt's in the deck. Cool. Now he's going to block 3 on the Boneyard Marauder here. We haven't seen Aaron actually been using the aura he drops turn 0, the Ring of Roses. But hopefully we will see it in effect later. When the Ring of Roses starts going, it starts going, you know. Drawing back up here. Aaron, plain and nourishing emptiness. Ugh. What the heck? What the heck? 6 dominate. This is actually crazy tech. Why have I never thought of this? Like, I could play this in Levia, but I don't know if I want to. But in Verdance, you can pick your banishes. So this is actually crazy strong. Thomas could block this. He could use Grasp and Hooves. He can only block with 1 card here, since it has Dominate. Nourishing Emptiness on hit. If this hits, your hero gains +1 intellect until end of turn. So letting this hit is essentially like just a snatch with Dominate. Real strong. Blocking with 3 for 3. Taking 3 down to 32. That's wild. 5 hand size from Aaron Merkel here. Drawing 4 and 1 more. That's what Aaron just said. I actually like that. I might say that. Here we go. Discarding a wind up on Thomas's turn. And attacking with a claw. Now, whenever a Levia player attacks with a claw with no go again, very suspicious. But, you know, he's just throwing it out there like, you know, this has go again. Everyone knows it has go again. Blocking 4 on the first claw here. Cheeky, maybe some may say losing a point of value, but it is a card for a card. And then another shelter. You know what? Splendid. I'll take that value. Whoa. What were those yellows in his pitch? That was actually kind of wild. A bit of spicy tech. But, you know, Thomas now set up for next turn with the agility to go wide, which is what he's been aiming to do. You can throw a little value away just to set up, and it can really pay off in Levia or Levia. Sorry, man, Sent. Every time I say Levia, he comes into my head, spooks me, bro. Levia. Anyway, here we go. It's tied for 1. He takes it. We have a few triggers here. This Pulsing Aether is coming in for 5 Arcane. And the life side is also going to gain him a life. I don't know if Aaron's online. I'm a very bad caster for that. But I presume he's not. I presume he needs 8 cards. And I presume he has 6 in there so far. Because he's decomposed twice. For a 5 card hand, 5, 6 damage and a life. You know what? For the Levia player, I think he's happy. For Aaron, I think he got his defense out of it, and everyone's happy. Oh, here we go. Agility. I don't know if you can tell. I'm a Levia player, so I'm rooting for this Levia right here. I'm also rooting for Aaron. As me speaking to you, the audience, I'm rooting for both heroes. But I am Levia favored. I will not lie. This is actually a really fun matchup. I really like this matchup. Thinking about the play right here. I don't know what he could have. But with Go Again, anything's possible. Shadow Realm Horror? That'd be really cool. You could always start with a Claw. And then you go a Wild Ride into a Swing Big or something. But then you do take Blood Debt. However, ooh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Here we go. Boneyard Marauder. Pitching the Blood Rush. So, when he pitches Blood Rush here, that can only mean the other card in his hand is a Blood Rush. He's seen all 3 Blood Rushes right now. And he's not going to see that Blood Rush in his deck again. Unless this game goes that long. What's the time? 14 minutes, 14 seconds so far through this game. There you go. Caesar tomorrow. Blocking for 5. And he'll take 1 here. Or pitching 2 reds. You know what? That's not too bad. 6. 6 into 6. That's a Levia hand right there, guys. Levia at her peak. Got the Endless Maw. I wonder what the card in Arsenal is. I don't know. Blocking with the chest piece here. So he's blocking with Bark Skin. He's just doing a Google. So they're talking about Bark Skin. They're trying to figure out if okay, so we don't have an embodiment of Earth token. That's what's happening here. That he's trying to figure out if it gives the mental block an extra block, but it's not an action card, so the embodiment of Earth won't buff it. Just blocking for 4 here, which is chill. Notably, Aaron still has... Oh my god, his Arsenal is totally Blood Rush, right? Oh no, he would have sent it, I reckon. He would have sent it. I don't know. He had no blues, but that's alright. Yellows can really help as well, but his hand was all red and a Blood Rush, which is kind of annoying. He's got those gloves, which can really help with Blood Rush. Like blocks for 3, I believe. Blocks 1 and that gives -1, so it's technically 2. Which is just strictly more Pogger's Iron Rod, actually. Yep. Oh no, Plow Under. Oh no, Plow Under, chat. That is scary. Because if his Arsenal is a Blood Rush... Ooh. Only 1 Blood Rush this game, guys. But I believe it was not a Blood Rush. I believe he's okay. Here we go, Decomposing. This will be for 6. I believe Verdance is now online. Blocking with Who's. Maybe signaling that he wants to Who's this turn. Because why else would you block with this? Verdance doesn't have many on hits. But, you know, I don't think he's been here with much physical this game, so just block with it, why not? Down to 20, taking the 5. Aaron ending his turn here. Ponder. Uh-oh. Cheeky Ponder. Wasn't good enough. Oh, tear limb from limb? Juice. I love this card. Oh my god. Shout out Thomas. So, tear limb from limb. What this is going to do, draw a card, then discard a random card. If a card with 6 or more is discarded this way, the next brute attack action card you play gains +X, where X is its base. So, if it discards a 6 power, then you play an 8 power, it'll get +8. So Swing Big will come in for 16. That's why this card's so poggers. But we'll have to see. Ooh. Ooh. He had the Beast Within in hand as well. That would have been huge. I actually missed what he discarded, but you know, he put the tail limb from limb straight into his graveyard. Here we go. Deadwood Rumbler for 12. Big attack. Barut moment. Draw discard. It's a 6, so he can banish a card. If he can banish his recursion piece here, real strong. Yeah, picks the Deep-Rooted Evil. I love that. I love that. Here we go, 12. Now this is a big decision for Aaron to think about, because this is just 12 damage. No go again here. It's just 12. Noses blocks. Blocking 6. Taking 6 down to 24. Oh, and banishing that Deep-Rooted Evil also turned off Blood Debt. God damn. God damn, that was actually the juice. That's what you call synergy. Synergy. I don't know if my face is going in this video, but I'm pogging. Here we go. Felling of the Crown. Yeah. He knew what to block. He knew what to pitch. And he sent in Felon. The value machine. Here we go. Blocking 9. Hand doesn't seem amazing for the Levia player. He's got no cards in hand, which means he'll be taking Blood Debt this turn. Really interesting. And he only has 1 Blood Debt. Cool beans. I'm glad he remembered his Blood Debt trigger. When I forget my Blood Debt triggers, I feel so bad. But that's just because I'm special. I'm sure all the other Levia players on this planet remember their Blood Debt triggers. Here we go. Holy moly. Alright, we got a Heartbeat coming in, chat. Heartbeat, you gain 1 life 3 separate times. Now, with Ring of Roses, I think each time you deal an arcane damage, you gain a life, which means... or something. Yeah, you can't let that deal damage. Otherwise, the Ring of Roses value is just like immense. I believe it's whenever you deal arcane, gain a life, and then it deals another arcane. I'm just listening. That's actually bonkers. What? Oh. Oh, he's flipping here. Oh my god, chat. So he's got one card with Blood Debt in there, but I believe, and he flips into Blasmafet Levia Consumed. So his hand last turn I don't think was functional, and he just wanted to stop the damage and flip into Blasmafet. Luckily, he just got there perfectly through all those triggers. Wild, and he's got a Marvel Blasmafet. So pretty, man. So hot. Oh my god. It's just, if you have one of these, it's peak Levia right here. I believe Aaron here is just looking for a copy of the card that he can read. So Blasmafet lets you play 1 card with Blood Debt each turn from your banish zone. That includes your opponent's turn if you have Blood Debt D-Reacts in there. Don't think he does. But he can just play the Deep-Rooted Evil out, I believe, without using the cost on it, just because you can just play it, right? But he can also play it if he has another Blood Debt card in there that he's played already, and it banished to 6, he can also play that out. Instead of taking Blood Debt here, he banishes the top card. Oh my god, chat, what's going on over here? He's got the Harvest Season to gain some more life. And then he goes Surgent into Mind Warp. Harvest Season is a 1 for 4, which is really interesting. I don't want to know. Oh, here we go. Blood Rush Bellow. We've seen it, chat. The second Blood Rush Bellow. I'm tweaking right now. 2. Oh, blue 6. Redundancy. Mwah. Beautiful. I'm praying for Bro to draw some blues right here. He can go like claw into Deep Rooted Evil right now, which is probably the line. If he has another 2 blues in hands, he needs a blue and a yellow right now. Blocking 3 here, taking 2. This is really the turn Aaron wants to be blocking with his gloves to save that value. But it depends on the texture of his hand as well, if he really wants to block with all of it. Oh my god, swing bit. Swing big. For 10. Peak brute card right here. 2 card 10. Here we go. So activating Plume, he can take an Earth action card out of his graveyard, return it to his hand, and then he's just going to play it. So he's just picking Seeds of Tomorrow to block 5, which is actually really nice. And then he's going to... Here it is, Stonewall Gauntlet. Blocks for 1. When this defends an attack with power greater than its base, opponent's attacks get +1 this combat chain. So here... Oh my god. Going down to 23. He only takes 3. Oh my god. What is the top card? I do believe both players get to see it. Because it'll go... Gets banished face up, and then there's a trigger that turns it face down. Only really necessary for Reckless Swing. Do love a little bit of Reckless Swing. Ooh, AB1. Blocks both AB. Getting the 2 value. Throws out another Harvest Season. One of the scary things in this matchup is Arcane Barrier. It's kind of annoying for Levia to block because it's all pings of 1, which is why you only really need AB1. But if they swing with Surgeon, it's always a gamble on what's going to be the follow-up. So Aaron could Surgeon. If Thomas doesn't take it, he sends the spell. And then if he doesn't take it, he ABs it, then they send a physical attack. And then that's like the mind games in this deck. Here we go, chat. Shadow Realm Horror. So many cards in Banish. This card, great card. I'll read it out. So there's additional cost to play Shadow Realm Horror. You banish 3 cards. If 1 or more cards with 6 or more power are banished this way, it gets +1. 2 or more, this gets go again. 3 or more, you may play a card banished this way this turn. Now, unfortunately, we are consumed right now, which means all 3 cards are going to get put face down, so we can't play any of them. But it is a 2 for 7 with the go-agains, so that is poggers enough for me. Oh, Glimpse at the Hand, Wild Ride, Beast Within. Oh no, chat. Sus. I believe he hit at least 2. So this is 7 go again. Big damage. Thomas, Johnson, Avaret getting close to lethal with these Storm Striders. Here we go. Chest piece blocks for 1. And then... Yep, blocking for 7. Technically, the equipment pieces should be in the graveyard because they are legal targets for decompose. Which is very notable, which is why face down equipment, I believe, isn't allowed anymore. They're like, nope, cheeky, no. It could also be what is it, cloaked equipment, I think, from Mistveil or something. I don't know. But I think putting your equipment face down is a cheeky disadvantage to yourself here. But that's okay. You know, I'm a Levia player. I love putting everything in my graveyard. I understand turning the equipment face down. Easy to find it after the game. But now I do it with every deck I play. I play as Cilio, all my stuff's in my graveyard, and I'm like, alright, GG, shuffle my deck all together. I'm like, uh-oh, all my equipment's in the deck. 3 life gain. E-pot. E-pot, energy potion. H-pot, healing potion. This is one of the essential things to the Verdance combo during the end of the game. Hence Verdance being a wizard. Just crack 3 healing potions and then rampant growth life. It's really strong. You can also do it with Fertile Ground on your opponent's turn and Stormstriders, which is really nice. But I believe just do it on your turn and it's still fire. Can you Stormstriders on your turn? I think you can. That's actually kind of crazy. Stormstriders out a healing potion, bro. Anywho, we've got a Dread Screamer coming in here. 6 would go again, maybe. We don't know yet. I love Camblin, though. 12. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. That's 3 hits right there, chat. 6 with the go-agains. I wonder what could be in Thomas's hand. This could just be a 1-card play, Deep-Rooted Evil. Here we go. He's taking 1, blocking 2, creating a Ponder. Not blocking 1. He's blocking 5. Taking 1, creates a Ponder. Mental Block's so strong. Mental Block, blocking 2, create a Ponder is like a 0 for 5. Unfortunately, he didn't really Arsenal the card that he drew off his first Ponder, but still, this card is the most face-up value ever. People weren't high on it at the start, but I think they're coming around to it, especially with Kano in the format, etc., etc. Graveling Growl. Graveling Growl, wow. 3-card 13. That's so above rate, and I love it. E-Pot. E-Pot and the H-Pot next to each other. That reminds me of Hot Pot, and now I want to get that for dinner tonight. Unfortunately, I will be having a turkey sandwich. But that is all good in the hood, right? Here we go. Wild Ride from Arsenal. Draw. Discard at random. Here we go. Four cards in hand. This could actually be a huge turn. He could, if he discards a 6 here, praying he does. Oh my god. That was spooky turn 0. Oof. Oh, that's value. Discards Mark of the Beast. Gets turned face down. That's actually crazy. This is coming for 6 go again. And his claws are online. And if he wants to play a Graveling Growl or something, he can. Absolutely crazy. Ooh, Convulsions for the Dominate. Now that's the tech. I used to run Convulsions, not anymore, but in a matchup like Verdance, I think it is it's quite peak. It's quite very, very nice. 3 go again. That's what a blue does. Blues in this deck are crazy. Because 2 into 2 into 2, that's the 3-card 12. That's what normal brutes are looking to do. And Levia, you just get more of those. Bellissimo. And a 1-card 6 on top of that. That's just undeniable value. That's poggy. That's what the flippy doos do for your deck. I love it. Bellissimo. Arsenal and pass. That is the turn that Thomas needed to get back into this game. That was... Mwah. I loved that. Loved that he saw that line. Loved that he hit and had blues in his hand. That's wild. Here we go. Sergeant Aethertide. We might actually see that blood rush he pitched earlier. This game is going quite longer than I thought it would. Aaron throwing the Sergeant Aethertide. Not sure of the follow-up. If it is an arcane spell, could be fire. Would be very nice. I don't know what that pitch coin is, but I believe it's an Arsenal Pass one. I haven't seen the other side of it though, because it looks very green. Shout out Arsenal Pass. He's taking one here. And drink some water. Enjoy me drinking water. Delwood Rumba pitching Doomsday. Okay, chat, we've hit the pitch stack. I don't know if y'all remember, but he did pitch a Doomsday quite early on. Which means the Blood Rush could be in the next 1 or 2 hands. I don't know if there was a blue pitch next to the Blood Rush, but I think the Blood Rush is what we're going to need to close out this game. This is a close game. Because if Thomas blood rushes, he has to send his whole hand, right? And that allows Aaron to Storm Striders, and maybe Thomas can't AB, and he might die. But 11 is not the kill range right here. I don't even know what the kill range is. I don't play enough Verdance. But thank God Thomas has Grasp of Darkness. Because that increases his life by 2 essentially on the kill turn, right? Which is actually going to be quite crucial. Plow under. Decomposing here. Getting rid of another card. This is okay. Even though Thomas, during the early game, he had a crazy turn and his swing Wild Ride whiffed, right? It doesn't matter. Like, Levia can push through this type of variance and keep going. Just due to the overwhelming amount of value that she can get. Now that we're in Consumed, Blood Debt doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. It's not real. So we're just playing a normal deck now. That's what Blasmafet does. We've had our feast. We've eaten well. Eaten good. And now we're free. We're free. Blocking 6 here. Banishing Mark of the Beast face down. Swinging in with a claw for 3. Not the damage we want, but maybe the Blood Rush in hand. I'm so keen to see what this Arsenal is when he plays it. I'm so keen for this Blood Rush. As a Brew player, that's all I live for, bro. Blocking with a card here. A spell. Non-attack actions that deal arcane damage in my brain are just spells, bro. Like, if I say spell, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Shadow Wisdom went again. We love casting spells. Decomposing. Uh-oh. Something's going on here. Aether Tide. Taken 1. Down to 10. The kill range is ever so closer. Into the felling. Okay. No decompose, but it's at 8. What? What? If the equipment was in the graveyard right now, I believe he would be able to decompose. So this is actually wild. If this is 8, this does require a block. Going down to 2 definitely puts him in kill range. So he has to block with a card, I believe. We'll see if he does that. Because if this is the Blood Rush hand, you just want all of the cards in your hand. You can probably block with 1 card, but you really need to push the damage this turn if you have the Blood Rush. This Blood Rush is his version of Storm Striders, right? Just to jump. He does have Convulsions from the Bellows of Hell in his deck. Blocking 3, taking 5, down to 5. So Aaron's going to have to deal 7 Arcane here to kill, I believe. But if this is the Blood Rush, it might actually force cards out of his hand, and he might not be able to do it. Decks are getting wildly thin. Here we go. 3-card Blood Rush. Discarding the yellow Summon Assault. I don't know. Summon Assault. Oh my god. All 3 Blood Rushes have been played. Let's go. Consistency. Alright. I'm keen to see what he does here. I wonder what the draw is. No cards in Banish to play, but that's fine, right? That's chill. And he had the card in Arsenal. Oh, he has a blue chat. Okay. Okay. Block 3. Take 2. Going down to 6. Oh my god. Oh my god. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. This is wild. And then he's got a 2 block in his hand. Taking 3. Down to 3. Could this be it? Could this be it, chat? Graveling Growl? Boneyard Marauder? Oh my god. If he has a 2 block in hand, Aaron might be dead. This is coming in for 8. He needs at least 2-3 blocks in hand to survive here. This could be it. This could also be the Storm Striders moment. Got some dice. We're going to roll for the Banish here. Nine. Okay. Great card's banished. Hoping for whiffs here. Blood Debt doesn't matter. 3 hits. That's chill. No complaints here. This is 8. This is 8. This could be the game here. Is it? Does the card in his hand block? Oh my god, it's a Rampant Growth Life. He gains 1 life. That's it. That's GG. And the Blood Rush closes it out. The Blood Rush got the game there. The Storm Striders, unavailable. No spells to cast. The Grasp, just increasing the damage Aaron has to push through. Insane. Insane. This shows how good Levia is. Levia is busted. Levia is so good. Oh my god. I actually can't believe it. That Wild Ride turn that he had at the start, even though he whiffed, even though there was a little bit of bad variance, Levia can come back and show us how it's done. Thomas Johnson Averett going on to the next round. 1-0 is our champion of this game. Very well played from both players. A masterclass of Levia on display here. Shout out Thomas. Pretty sure I've seen him on the Levia YouTube channel. He knows what he's doing. And yeah, very awesome game.